I'm not sure where this is going, but I just had to say something about the times we're living in right now because too many of us are falling for the okie doke. When you look at us as black folks, you got to know something is wrong if you're real honest. I mean, the problem is most of us just will not be honest. We're leading in every negative statistic, at least the majority of them. Illegitimacy, abortion, killings, killing ourselves. I mean, you name it. It's so many different areas that we're jacked up in, but we won't be honest with ourselves. And now we finally come to a place where we can make a difference. And many of us doing what we always do, staying in victim status. I know I was there. I spent most of my life there. And from a jail cell 9 years ago, I asked God, why does my life keep going 2 steps forward and 10 back? And don't ask God something if you really want an honest answer and you're not ready to receive it. Because he was real honest with me, and for the first time in my life, I heard him loud and clear. And he said, son, the reason your life keeps going 2 steps forward and 10 back because you're always blaming everybody else for your mess. If you ain't blaming your daddy, you're blaming your ex-wife, you're blaming the white man, you're blaming the system, you're blaming the Illuminati. You are making up folks to blame. And then I asked God, well, what about all them times I was serving you? You know, because I had been in and out of church. You know, I'll run the street, do my thing, get tired of the street or get tired of my life being jacked up, get tired of being in and out of jail, tired of being whatever. And I'd go to somebody's church and I might even stay there for a few years and things would just go to hell all over again. So when I asked God about all the times that I was serving him, he said, son, you weren't serving me. You were using me to serve you. As long as things went your way, you were fine. Well, let me rephrase that. He said that you'd come to me with this list, and as long as I was helping you check off the goals on your list, everything was fine. But as soon as things didn't go your way, you were back doing things your way. And all I can tell you is for the first time in my life, I looked in the mirror and said, everything wrong with my life is my fault. It don't mean that other people didn't do things, but it was nothing I could do about the things other people did. The only thing I could do anything about is what I was doing and the decisions I made. So the first decision I made was to get right with God and to start applying his word to my life and find a church where they really serving him, because I can't tell you how many churches I went to and I found more street in the church than I found in the street. But for these last 9 years, I have continued to make progress with my life. And there was some setbacks. Yeah, some of them were quite significant. But I didn't stay down. I got up, and God would take me further ahead than I was before when I finally started living right. But now, here we are. We're facing an election. And I can honestly say, you know, I was pretty much apolitical for the most part. I could care less about politics. All I was trying to do was hustle and come up. But I remember when Obama was running, I actually campaigned for the brother. Was at his office over here in Las Vegas on MLK and Alexander, calling folks really didn't know what he stood for. I just was excited that a black man was running for office. And this was during the time when I, called myself trying to be right with God anyway, and I really was trying to be right. And I went on a 3-day fast. And I'll never forget when I came off that fast, I'm praying, and I heard God loud and clear, and he said, I will avenge the shedding of innocent blood. And if you don't know what that means that God considers babies in the womb human beings, and killing them is the shedding of innocent blood. And God made it real clear to me that he had a real problem with that. And he said, you go ahead and vote for this man that supports abortion and see what happens. And all I can tell you is I argued with God for a good 30, 40 minutes, and he didn't have no more to say to me. And all I remember saying is, does that mean I have to vote for McCain? I didn't hear nothing, so I didn't vote. But I can tell you this. Now that I am a Christian, I realized that not only am I a Christian, but I'm also a constitutionalist because I believe in free speech, being able to say what I want to say when I want to say it. I believe in the right to bear arms, so I can pack and carry what I want to carry and shoot what I want to shoot. And I also realize I'm a capitalist because I want to be able to make as much money as I possibly can without nobody telling me what I can and can't do, and pay as little taxes as I want to pay. So now I'm realizing that my values determine my voting. So because I don't believe in abortion and killing babies, because I do believe in being a capitalist and making as much money as I want to make, and I want to be able to live in a country where I'm free to do me, as long as I'm a law-abiding citizen, that determines my vote. And like I said, for the most part, ain't really thinking about politics. But it amazes me how 90+% of black folks vote a particular party practically every election that does believe in killing babies, that wants to take your guns away, and going to regulate everything that comes out of your mouth, and they call it PC or political correctness. So we can keep following these fools, but what you got to ask yourself is, will God honor your decisions? And it amazes me how many preachers encourage their people to follow them. Oh, by the way, they're the same folks that started slavery, KKK, Jim Crow. And now they pimping us and they get our vote every election. Will never cease to amaze me. So do what you do, but I'm trying to live a life that pleases God. If it speaks to anybody, if this video speaks to anybody out there, then you ought to give your vote serious consideration.